Welcome to this tutorial on AWS Identity and Access Management Groups. In this video, you'll learn how IAM groups help you organize users and simplify permission management across your AWS account. Groups are a fundamental concept in IAM that make it easier to manage access at scale. An IAM group is a collection of IAM users. Think of it as a container that holds multiple users together. Groups allow you to manage permissions for multiple users at once, rather than having to configure permissions individually for each user. This makes permission management much more efficient and less prone to errors. There are several important benefits to using IAM groups. First, they simplify permission management at scale, especially when you have many users. Second, you can apply policies to multiple users at once by attaching them to a group. Third, it's easy to add or remove users from groups as people join or leave your organization. Finally, groups help you align permissions with job functions, making your security model more organized and understandable. Let's look at some key characteristics of IAM groups. First, groups contain users, not other groups. This means you cannot nest groups inside each other. Second, users can belong to multiple groups simultaneously. Third, groups have no credentials or identity of their own. They're simply a way to organize users. Finally, permissions are attached to groups via policies, and all users in the group inherit those permissions. Here's how groups work in practice. You start with individual users on the left. These users are added to a group in the middle. Then, you attach permissions to that group on the right. Once permissions are attached to the group, all users in that group automatically inherit those permissions. This creates a simple and efficient flow for managing access. Let's look at a real-world example using job function groups. You might create a developers group with access to services like EC2, Lambda, and S3. An admins group would have full AWS access for managing the entire account, and an analysts group might have read-only access to view data and generate reports. Each group has permissions tailored to the specific needs of that job function. Understanding user and group relationships is important. A user can belong to multiple groups simultaneously, which means they can have different sets of permissions from each group. Each group membership grants cumulative permissions, so the user gets the combined permissions from all their groups. However, it's worth noting that a user doesn't have to belong to any group at all, though using groups is considered a best practice. Here's a critical best practice to remember. Always assign permissions to groups, not individual users. This approach makes your permission management much more scalable and maintainable. When permissions are attached to groups, you can easily manage access by simply adding or removing users from groups, rather than editing individual user permissions every time something changes. There's an important limitation you need to be aware of. Groups cannot be nested inside other groups. This means you cannot create a hierarchy of groups. Each group can only contain users, not other groups. If you need complex permission structures, you'll need to use multiple groups or consider other IAM features like roles. Let's walk through a typical workflow for using IAM groups. Step 1. Create a group based on job function, such as developers or admins. Step 2. Attach policies to the group that define what permissions the group should have. Step 3. Add users to the group. Step 4. Users automatically inherit all group permissions. This workflow makes it easy to onboard new team members and manage access consistently. Let's review the key takeaways from this video. First, groups simplify permission management at scale by allowing you to manage many users together. Second, always assign permissions to groups rather than individual users for better maintainability. Third, remember that users can belong to multiple groups to get different sets of permissions. And finally, keep in mind that groups cannot be nested inside each other. Thank you for watching, and happy learning.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.